This is GB from Southeast San Diego, Emerald Hills Blood Gang, Southeast Planet, what they call it, however you want to assume it, whatever it is, whatever you done heard about it. From the B team, I'm from Emerald Hills though. This is where I was born and raised at, man, where I grew up at. As a matter of fact, if you turned around the street I was raised and born on was on right behind you, man. I've been here since '73. Got a couple older brothers and shit. I was in the gang too, so that's kind of how it grabbed me, the culture. You know what I'm saying? It was prominently like a white neighborhood when I first came up here. You know what I mean? Had some black people here and shit like that. It wasn't a whole bunch of them, but it was a lot of white folks early in the game. This used to be a golf course, as a matter of fact, back in the days though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I moved here in '73, man. Moms and pops, family. Grew up with a household family, you know what I'm saying? Right on the old memory, man. Played sports when I was young, football, did all that good shit, man. Start fucking up probably like when the nigga was like about 6th, 7th grade, start fucking up and shit in school. Like I said, my brother then was already from the neighborhood or whatever, so, you know what I mean? Shit didn't get cracking around here till about 81, 82 with the older homies, you know what I mean? TP, my homie Big Spank, them type of people, man, they started this thing. But they actually started as bunny boys, man. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even really like banging like that. It was kind of like a clique thing, you know what I mean? Kind of cliquish, but they was keeping the B in it at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So after about that time, like I said, about 81, 82, they was running around these house parties, that old good shit back in the day shit, man, you know what I mean? And back then, motherfuckers used to be pressing people. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. They used to be really pressing. You go to another neighborhood, the coast or wherever it may be, you know what I mean? They be pressing you. You go to house parties and niggas was on feet. They ain't had the shit they had nowadays, you know what I mean? And they get on the scooter, get up out of here off a credit card type shit. It wasn't none of that. You get dropped off or you make it there however the fuck you make it there type shit. You know what I mean? And niggas used to be pressing them and all that. So before you know it, you know what I mean? They just, you know, gang culture, man. You gotta do something. You gotta stand for something, you know what I mean? So that Bunny Boys eventually came to become a gang. Well, it transitioned, man, because like I said, as the years, gang banging started to elevate around here in San Diego, man. You know what I mean? It started, like I said, people was probably banging here in 77, 78. They had a couple Lincoln Parks and Brims. They was banging around here already, kind of. They had some niggas known. Niggas out here pressing the line at that time. That was Bloods, you know what I'm saying? But the Coasters also been around for just as long, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about West Coast 30s. They've been around that long, just about as long as, you know, Brims and stuff. You know what I mean? If not longer, if I'm not mistaken. But at the end of the day, that's what ended up happening. The transition come. And just like anything, it becomes a wave, you know what I mean? It becomes a part of what you're gonna be a part of or what you're not gonna be a part of, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So, like I said, as the homies was getting a little older, a little bit thicker, the neighborhood started having more homies and shit like that. And like I said, it transferred over. We predominantly Bloods up around in Southeast. Homies is Bloods, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the homies end up becoming, you know what I'm saying? And we end up transitioning, the homies start calling it Uptown because up here, we on top of the hill, bro. You know what I mean? Amongst the Southeast. So if you didn't notice when you came up here, anywhere you enter this motherfucker, you coming up some motherfucking hill to get up here. The homies, like I said, transition to being Uptown. The homies start throwing it up with the U. That's how we do it. You know what I mean? Brims, they give it up with the thumb. So when you see this in San Diego, that mean Emerald Hills. That's Blood. That's Uptown. You can see all that other shit that the little niggas is bringing the wave or the young shit. I respect it because everybody did their thing. But at the end of the day, the whole thing is you know, we start having to adapt. The homies start having to adapt. My brother being one of them too, is a G from up here. You know what I mean? I used to be at the house consuming some of that shit. A lot of it, because a lot of the homies of my era and age used to come up to my house. Because my brother was part of that era. that started the homies. So I consumed a whole lot of that shit. I was watching them come back from getting into the shit at State back in the days at a place called City, which is downtown, them places like that, where they was getting into it with niggas and all that shit when they first started banging. And it was going down, you know what I mean? So I like any other kid, you see that shit, you get to fucking around, you grasp onto that shit, you get to fucking with that shit like that. Me, myself, I didn't get to get out and jump out there till I was like about 14 years old, when about like by 88, you know what I mean? So the homies in that time was gaining homies and homies and homies all over that time. And during that era, they was gaining a lot. And like I said, I seen the transition. Also, that came with the drug dealing and everything that go on around here. All the shit that was popping off on Imperial back in the days, Ozark, and the spots that they had around here in Southeast. These is prominent spots. Niggas from LA could tell you about these spots around here. Niggas from LA was driving down here getting their money and shit.
Now, we're in the Southeast San Diego. You just mentioned the Four Corners. We're talking about Euclid and Imperial,
Yes,
right?
that's exactly what we're talking about. That's the Four Corners of Death, man. That's what they call it around here, man. There's a lot of trib be going on around that motherfucker. That shit been going on for years, man, since I've been a kid, man. Walking up there to Valencia Park, Pop Warner, man, the football at Lincoln High School, man. I used to be that motherfucker. There's been some shit going on through there. Some ghosts walking through that motherfucker at night, I promise you. That's predominantly Lincoln Park. That's what that is. It's Lincoln Park right there. Once you cross up over that Euclid, going over to Logan, down Euclid, down in that area, Lincoln High School set up off of Imperial right there, which is only a couple blocks down from right there on the Four Corners, you know what I mean? That's where everybody predominantly going to Southeast. Everybody pretty much, if you from Skyline, you might be going to Morris. That's another part of the town, because you over there. You going Brimsters, motherfucking Hillsters, motherfucking Lincoln Park niggas, they going to Lincoln. That's where most of the homies gonna be at. You know what I mean? Unless your mama just had you out somewhere doing some other shit. But I went to school with the homie. This is the younger homie. He a little younger than me. He ain't that much younger. We went to school at the same time. Lunchtime, they used to let us off campus, my nigga. You go up that motherfucker, it'd be like Crenshaw or something, cracking or something, my nigga. It's motherfuckers coming through there with low riders, grown ass men ain't supposed to be doing that shit, coming there messing with them young girls, all that shit, man. It used to be popping. I didn't see motherfuckers lunchtime shooting, nigga. I ain't lying. Come out that motherfucking gate, motherfuckers busting, coming by at niggas and everything. If I'm lying, I'm flying, man. And this is high school shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I remember when Reggie Bush was playing at USC in 2004 and 5. He used to write Southeast on his thing, but then I think he changed it up after a while.
You just put 619.
Yeah, I think some that people was like, why you representing the hood of San Diego under your eyes during the game?
Well, I don't know if he was really, I know him from being like from Spring Valley, me. I don't know about his Southeast ties. I'm not trying to smut him or whatever. He might have some. Everybody got some people live in Southeast. I don't care if you lived in North Park. I don't give a fuck you live in El Cajon City. I don't give a fuck. Somebody got some family in Southeast. I don't give a fuck out one of these neighborhoods. So he probably could have some ties up in there, but they probably was on him. Somebody, daddy, mama, them said probably don't put that on there, but he did represent for the town, man, on everything. He did that.
A lot of people who aren't from San Diego, for whatever reason, in LA, we've heard of Skyline, we've heard of Lincoln.
Right.
We really haven't heard a lot about Emerald Hills, so that's why I'm here.
They know about it, but hey, at the same time, it's a small neighborhood, smaller neighborhood than theirs, but they know about it. Niggas I've been in the pens. We done walked these yards and everything. I done did it for the homies. The homie did it several times on big scales. You got what I'm saying? We got niggas doing life for it. We got niggas, they ain't coming home for years for it. You know what I mean? We got niggas that died for it. We done did our due for it. My gang is just not as big as them gangs as we saying, because they've been around. But I'ma just say this, per se, I'ma put you like this. Skyline is in kind of Lincoln Park, and this is not the down nothing, it's more like the 60s. A lot of people wanna be from there. You got where I'm coming from? So they're gonna levitate to that. I could have did it too. I went to school. I played Pop Warner at Valencia Park, Pop Warner, my whole entire life. From when I was a little kid to I was like, 12, 13 years old. I went to school at Lincoln. I know all the Lincoln Park niggas. I fucks with them. I know them. I know a gang of them. I could have been from Lincoln Park, but I come from right here. This is the clique of my generation, of my homies, you know what I mean? Like I told you, they had Bunny Boys. That's the older homies of my older homies. Then you got my generation that came around right after that, which is YTs, you got what I'm saying? Now they got YUs and all the shit that they got younger homies coming. You got what I'm saying? But me and my homies started that faction. Me and my homie Deuce B's, My homie Psych, Big Psych, my homie Nate the Great, we started that shit. My homie Kilo, we started that. We the first ones said this is what we gonna be. And I'm proud of what we started, you know what I mean? I can say that overall because my niggas of my level, I ain't putting the older homies down. The homies started this shit, but the niggas from my era, they caught the murders. They rolled. They did the ride. They set the example. They put the name in it. You know what I mean? I was happy to go out there and be like, them the homies.
Now, in terms of different Crip sets, what's around here in San Diego that's known?
They got Coast, West Coast, of course. They've been around 70s, early kind of mid 70s. They've been around a long time. And if I'm not mistaken, that also came from up that way too, somewhere by LA or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's been around for a long time, man. They got the neighborhoods, 40s, you know what I'm saying? They got East Dago Mob, 4 blocks, 4-6 block. They got that I know in Southeast. That's just East Dago is East Dago. It's a little bit out of our perimeter. It's East Dago, but it's a part of San Diego, closer to Southeast, but it's still another part. But other Crips pretty much around here, that's pretty much the faction. You know, like I said, Dago is predominantly Bloods. It ain't you come here, you gonna recognize it fast. You can see it.
Are there any black sets that don't claim Crip or Blood, but they're pretty strong?
Black sets meaning like in what?
In San Diego, like a black gang that doesn't say they're Blood or doesn't say they're a Crip, but they're still respected.
Man, I don't know. They got a couple of them, some black mobs, scandalous, MOBs. They got a couple that's represented. I give a couple of them that. Some of them known for different things.
Now, for the most part, most Blood sets in most cities all get along. LA started to see that kind of break up in the late 90s, and it's, even here in Dago, Emerald Hill don't get along with all the Blood sets.
Nah.
Talk about how that even started, how that happened.
Shit, man. As time and war and motherfuckers trying to be representing and claiming their territories and shit like that, shit happens over different reasons. I know why wars started. I know a war that started with my homies and some old Frill Park niggas. It started really, and I bet they don't even know this shit. I'm a 45-year-old nigga. I know this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was started over a bitch. I know this. And now to this day, motherfuckers been shot, motherfuckers been beat the fuck up, motherfuckers was been trying to kill motherfuckers and all that and don't even know the real history behind it. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's different gangs we don't get along with, and it's just the history over shit. Skylines, homies don't really fuck with them like that because it's been bloodshed. There's been some niggas that don't fuck with them at all. I know some of them too. I grew up with Cowboy, man. I know motherfucking, man, gang of them niggas, man. I grew up with these niggas, man. I know a gang of niggas from Skyline. But when war is going on and niggas is shedding blood and niggas done got shot, man, and getting fucked up, killed, everything, that shit out the window. Real talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm older, I understand, but at the end of the time, I've been bitter before. I've been shot, my nigga, 4 different times. I got a total of motherfucking 9 bullets in me sitting here talking to you right now. You would have never known if I don't tell you this shit. And it didn't come from there, one of my homeboys. It come from niggas that's gangbanging. Niggas that's running around here. It's shooting at niggas, busting on niggas. You know what I mean? That's how it come. But at the same time, we ain't never backed down from near another fucking gang. I don't give a fuck how fucking small, big we was or nothing. We ain't never backed down from their gang. And that's on everything.
Because of the different neighborhoods that have conflict here, have there been any organizations or OG individuals who try to work with the prevention to try to get neighborhoods that normally don't get along to at least ceasefire or peace treaty? We've seen this in LA many times. Does San Diego have that? They
have it. It come around as a wave, and it's sad because to me, it seems like it only happens when some type of tragedy happens or something that's drastic where it makes somebody get somebody's attention to do that. You know what I mean? As so-called as a death or something. You know what I mean? You see how the people came together for Nipsey out there. Nobody knew Nipsey had all them fans. Because as black people, I'm gonna say, we don't go around patting each other on the back and saying, good, man, that's good shit, man. We all got this, and then we cry. I don't get that. But hey, at the end of the day, yeah, we got people that run around here doing it. I got a guy right now trying to get at me. I can show you right on my phone. I used to play football with him. He's an ex-football player, man. He was the first round draft pick, third thing, Keely Smith. He's trying to get me right now to see if we get people together to try to talk about some shit. And he asked me some questions like what you think the resources can be and all this. And I kind of look at it like, man, why wait so long to do this? Is this kind of like what you want, or is it something that you trying to do because it's to get attention? I don't know, man. Some things just kind of rub me wrong some ways at times, man. And I don't think it's genuine out of people here. I think it's more for something to make them get on the platform, man. Nobody ain't doing shit for free. So if you coming to me and spend your time to spend 15, 20 minutes to tell me what you want to do with this program or whatever you're trying to do, where the check? Everybody ain't solely in it by themselves or just putting up their money like that. You got a couple who will, you got some that try. But at the end of the day, you ain't gonna have them people just coming out kicking that money like that, man, and trying to help people as an organization, man. There's something in it for something. I just really feel that way.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.